Um, it looks pretty decent to me. The only cards that are even remotely out of place from my eye test are Doomfalls, but um, I've had some bad experiences with that card misclicking it, which is 100% my fault, but might be why that when I see that card, I automatically cringe, even though I probably shouldn't. So, like, I'm trying to say this basically on me, probably not on the card itself. Um, Also, wouldn't mind to see like another Rivers Rebuke or another Gante or even maybe another Visor, just like another one of those type of cards in the sideboard. I don't think this deck could ever beat Approach without running very hot, so might need some Lost Legacies in the sideboard if Approach is going to be a popular deck. But I assume this deck was built with beating Energy and Red Deck wins in mind. I do not know if that is a true statement. Anyway, a friend wanted me to play his Grixis control deck, and honestly didn't have the cards. It took multiple Scarab Gods and stuff like that, so I couldn't really afford it, so that's why I picked this deck, besides this deck just passing my eye test and looking relatively fun on top of that. But yeah, we're going to jump into the games. Again, we've played no games of this deck, and probably going to try to talk a little less than that, which is you guys are probably going to be so thankful, and focus a little bit more. I've not been playing paper Magic over the past 5 or 6 weeks. I've only been playing Magic during these streams, and it's already kind of hard for me to focus on these streams because I'm not super intelligent. So like, I'm a mediocre Magic player, and I'm distracted. So I make a lot more misplays than I normally should. So I'm going to try to play a little tighter than that, but like obviously not perfect because A, I couldn't play perfect even if I wasn't distracted, but B, I'm still going to interact with chat. Just I might try to not as a trial to see if I can talk a little less and still enjoy it. I don't know. But yeah, I actually had to sell a misdirection from one of my EDH decks to pick up this Chandra, which is fine because, like I've been saying, next week's probably going to be a lot of testing with Temur and Red Deck Wins. There is a local PPTQ coming up on December 10th. I am not going to go to it because I have no interest in going to the Pro Tour. I'm kind of afraid of flying and stuff like that. So, but there is a lot of locals here, and I'm going to try to give them any advice I can gather through my limited testing. A lot of them don't have Magic Online, and we live in a pretty rural area. So like a lot of people live, 30 minutes, 45 minutes, an hour apart, and it's hard for them to get together and test. Anyway, this hand looks pretty great. Hey Dung, what's up, man? Yeah, I try to do the early morning streams anytime there's a streamable standard Grand Prix or Pro Tour because honestly, I absolutely love coverage, so I don't want to miss a second of it if I don't have to. So, like tomorrow during our normal stream times, I'll be listening to the genius Paul Rietzel do his coverage. Man, he is so good at coverage. It's insane how good he is at coverage with how little practice he's had. Such respect for that guy. So they say the first threat you play typically dies in these decks, which kind of sucks because we really want this Gonti, but like I don't want to wait till like turn 5 or 6 or 7 to play it. Like if he just has a removal spell, I guess we'll let him use it. Could have also held up Harness Lightning to try to stop a Rogue Refiner from getting value, but like there's no guarantee he would even have a Rogue Refiner. It's kind of interesting. I feel like there's a good enough chance to hit the land if we just played a champion, because we're getting to draw 3 cards, that we can try to do that to get our Chandra online for the next turn. Hey Al, what's up, man? Man, I played League all night. Just literally all night. I believe we're going to discard these two. Sorry, man. I looked to see if you were streaming. You were not on stream, and so I figured you were done for the night or whatever. How have you been today, by the way? I know I just read on Twitter a little while ago what you responded to the lady. Hope everything's actually going okay with you. Mm-hmm. Is it bad that I kind of want to use this to pick at his hand? I think that's fine. I'm not super worried about the Rogue Refiner. I want to try to get a better spell, and that was the first turn he could actually play a better spell? Ooh. So do I care more about 3 Copters, or do I care more about a Chandra? I think I care more about the Chandra because we can't actually pressure it. Whereas later maybe we can draw our own Copter or something. It does make our Chandra itself much worse though. Because now, like, even if I play the Chandra, tick up the Chandra, Lightning Harness, the Rogue Refiner, or whatever. He didn't. Does he have a counterspell? He has a counterspell. He just has a counterspell. I'm not going to play around it. I don't know her name. Some lady on Twitter, like Polsen Lady or something like that. When she'd made a comment that she was about to break down. And I'd read your reply, so I hope everything's good with you. I don't really want to say it on stream, but hope everything's okay. It's kind of interesting that he didn't play the card he could play. Hello, Dom. What's up, man? Welcome, welcome. So the opponent's playing odd, I think. I think he might have an Essence Scatter in his hand or something. He was like trying to get extra value out of it. Not actually sure. We'll start by taking this up. Oh, that works for me. Sure. He'll probably dump all of energy here. Like how I opened a copy of the deck list myself because I don't actually know what's in it, and I'm trying to decide whether I'm playing the land right now or not. So the land's good. Yeah, sorry about that, man. So the land's good if I draw the one of Scarab God, but it's not particularly good versus with anything else. I guess it's okay with also the Hostage Taker. Alright, we're gonna go ahead and play it. Could be wrong. Um, Especially if the Champion of Wit's already in their graveyard. I'm not exactly sure. So we're gonna snap make 2 blockers here and hope that we actually get to block them both. Apologize if you guys were hearing a weird noise. Apparently my headset cord was wrapped all around the mic. So every time I was moving, it was probably making some kind of odd noise. So we saw opponent play that, and this is from when he used that earlier. So we don't actually know any cards in his hand at this point. Bristling Hydra's a good card. Okay. I think we're going to take this up. And just go ahead and buy back this Champion of Wits. Fatal Push isn't great here, and Harness Lightning's probably a little bit better, so Alright, so we have to discard 2 of these. I think we'll discard this guy. And I think we'll actually discard this guy and bank the energy off of this Effer Hub. Might give our opponent some kind of awkward attack now. Hostage Taker is a pretty nice card. We have Harness Lightning. Banking that energy gave us the mana to use a Harness Lightning on a Glory Bringer if that's what he drew, which is why we chose that land as opposed to the other lands to keep. It seems like he's only going to attack with the 1. It's kind of interesting. Maybe it's not that interesting, but it's something he can do. So we're going to start with a tick up. Yeah, so we're going to hold priority, which is control. Have target opponent sacrifices a creature he or she controls. So we're holding priority because we're going to go ahead and Harness Lightning this to get it off the table and make him sacrifice the Bristling Hydra. And opponent concedes on that note. That was a pretty nice hit. The second Doomfall there was very, very nice. Pretty excited about how well that went. Wonder if there's any articles or sideboard guides on this deck out there. This deck definitely passes my eye test. I'm pretty interested in working on it more, or not working on it more, like just playing it more. All right, so sideboarding versus Temur. It's always kind of odd. I believe cards like come on, don't go there, go over here. Thank you. I believe cards like this are pretty good versus Temur. The fact that he has one of these main deck also really makes me think it's good versus Temur. I actually also believe this card to be good versus Temur. I'm kind of worried about their Planeswalkers, and some of them sideboard into quite a few. And I believe this to be a good card versus Temur too, but it may be a little slow on the draw, but we're going to think about it. Also, there's a potential that if the board stalls, River's Rebuke's decent. I believe Chandra's defeats are decent. A Braid's good if we know he's on Skyship, but we don't actually know he's on Skyship, so we're probably going to remove that as a minimum of a card. Sorry. I don't want to put that there. We're probably not going to need it, rather, is what I'm trying to say. Supreme Will and Negate are kind of interesting. They have a lot of good spells, but I feel like they're more mana efficient than we are, especially with access to Servants and Fortune Harvester. So I think it's kind of hard for me to cast a spell like my best removal spells are 3 and 4 mana. I think it's hard for me to have negate mana as well. I do think Chandra's Defeat's good. I think he'll keep his Glorybringers in. I think it's good versus Whirler Virtuoso and Chandra itself, which we saw. Alright, so let's start thinking about what we would sideboard out. So there's 6 cards that I reasonably want, one 7th card that I may want. I think it's pretty easy to say that I just do not want this card at all. Not sure that Hostage Taker is very good in this match. I'm not sure that Gifted Efferborn's very good in this match either. I don't actually think Fatal Pushes are great in this match. I think we want to shave a few. Kind of feel like I want to shave these as well. Seems like they die too easy and don't really add anything to the board. Shave one Glorybringer. Glorybringer worries me a little bit in general. I think we have a better late game than them. But I'm not exactly sure. I can see a number of these cards being pretty useful. Okay, so we have no removal, and this hand's pretty slow, but I do believe it's a keep. We have a powerful 2, a powerful 3, and we have a Vraska's Contempt. We even have the energy for this on 2. Or to try to draw a card for our turn 3, but like we have 2 energy on 2 is what I'm trying to say. I would love to draw a removal spell. Not a removal spell. So this probably prompts him into killing this, which hopefully he won't be able to add more to the board when he does. If he doesn't kill it, we at least get to draw a card and then potentially cast our Champion of Wits. Looks like he's just going straight for the... Oh, that one was great. It's kind of interesting. I believe we will draw a card. Harness Lightning. It's kind of interesting. Alright, so we're going to start with this. And we're going to do the easy part first, which the easy part is just attack this. Now, do we want to Champion of Wits or do we want to kill the Servant? That's the much tougher part. I guess he can cast anything he wants to play anyway. Or would want to play anyway, so I guess we Champion of Wits, but this kind of feels dirty. Kind of feels like we could get Glorybringer here pretty easily. Hey man, how are you doing today? Oh wow. I don't know what I want to discard. Feel like we're not going to have time for a while to play the Champion of Wits. I kind of want the Fatal Push. Do I not want the Whirler Virtuoso? Pretty sure it's the easy Champion of Wits. I'm not sure what the other card is. Guess maybe Fatal Push just isn't good here anymore. Maybe it's too late in the game for Fatal Push to be good. I'm debating between these 2 cards. Nah, I'm going to go with this one. I think I want the Fatal Push. Pancakes, man, I am pretty jealous. My buddy was telling me earlier about his blueberry waffles that he just made, and I got plain angry at him. I was like, man, you got blueberry waffles and you didn't invite me? They're homemade too. Yeah, well, if he doesn't add anything else to the board here, we can potentially kill both of his things and his Chandra, and how glorious would that be? I guess I'm going to start with just a Fatal Push here and see what happens. Alright, he didn't even... So... We get to kill the Chandra, and he's mana constrained at this point. So unless he hits pretty well, I feel like we're going to just start taking over the game. Man. I don't even think my mom's going to wake up for like another 5 or 6 hours. Hey, Total MTG, thank you for the host so very much, man. Sorry that I've not been around to watch chat much lately, but I've been on such a weird sleep schedule. I think I want to draw the extra card here. We have 1 extra energy anyway that we banked from the last Harness Lightning. That was actually pretty good, because now I don't have to spend the energy on that. It's pretty safe to say that he doesn't have Oh wow, Spell Pierce, very nice. Gotta be honest, was not expecting a Spell Pierce. Honestly thought this game was just stone locked up there. Well. And he's attacking? We may not be nearly in as good a shape as I previously thought we were. I believe I'm going to draw a card again. We have 2 removal spells? We have now 3 removal spells? So this can go to 4, but this can do 4. I think we're just going to attack. And then pass and then do something during his next turn, probably during his attack step. Like if he's got a negate or something, I want him to use the mana now. That way he can't try to add to the board. Bristling Hydra wouldn't even be bad here because he loses the energy to protect it. Could have another Spell Pierce, I guess. I'm liking this deck we're playing, even though our opponent seems to be getting fairly medium draws. Yep, just going to draw again. The opponent clearly doesn't have a removal spell, right? I don't think I want to play the Glorybringer here because I can't exert it and I'm afraid of him top decking having a Confiscation Coup. And I just kind of want to keep developing. So I'm going to like play around counter spells here. I'm going to play around him drawing well. Just going to play the one that he really can't do anything with. Because if he had a removal spell like a Harness Lightning, this would have died a long time ago. So like the best things he can do right now are like Scarab God and maybe a Glorybringer. And we have answers to all of that in our hand in various different manners. So we'll just go ahead and stop this guy right where he's at. He'll probably concede on this note. I think getting the Champion of Wits back there was good. You know, it plays around Essence Scatter, it plays around him top decking and having Confiscation Coup and getting to kill one of our creatures with our own Glorybringer. I guess that's not right. He wouldn't have got to kill one of our own creatures that turn with our Glorybringer, and we would have got to untap and play a removal spell. But like, it does play around Essence Scatter just to get the Champion back. Oh. I apparently need to turn off my Steam. I don't know why. I'm too used to like Ray of Command type effects. I was thinking in my mind that my Glorybringer would be untapped. And right after I went on like a 3-minute spiel earlier about how I was going to try to play better. I think I come to the right play anyway, but I believe it was for the wrong reasons. This hand looks kind of medium, but I think it's a keep. This makes all of these lands come into play untapped, and we have double removal spell, which is very good versus a lot of decks. Our opponent's just going to play a blue-white land, and our whole hand's going to be useless, but that's fine. Wonder how often you cast Doomfall to look at their hand here. Probably pretty often. Kind of want to play this now. I think I will play this now. This is the 9th place deck from Grand Prix Atlanta last week. I forget who made it because I didn't look at the list myself. Somebody sent it to me, but this is supposedly that exact 75. If it's not, someone bamboozled me. But I believe it's the same 75. Hey JJ, what is up, man? Ooh, that is a nice little pull there. We had 3 potential answers to it in our hand, which is kind of funny in a way, but it's still a pretty good pull, I believe. Kind of just want to take this, but it's not good enough to take, really. He's got enough mana to cast any one of his spells. He's got everything going, so we're just going to cast a thing that lets us potentially start dealing some damage to him. We might even Visor this next turn if it's still in play. I kind of like to actively play my Visors roughly as quickly as we can. Yeah, so there goes the Sheltered Thicket that we've saw. There's no little dinosaur on this one yelling. There's an Effer Hub. So does he still just have nothing but potentially removal spells? It's kind of interesting. I think I'm just going to play this. Like, he seems to not have anything again. There's a swamp. I actually think Gifted Everborn's kind of a good card. I think it's fairly well positioned right now if your mana can support it. I've not played this deck enough to know how well it is for the mana. Opponents had enough. He obviously got beyond flooded there, but we had a few more answers. So I think I'm going to sideboard this game similarly to how I sideboarded last game, where I bring in some things that can kill some Chandras. I think we're going to bring in these again, though he may not be on Scarab God, so I'm not sure. We're going to trim some Fatal Pushes, which is probably wrong. We're going to trim some Efferborns, which is probably wrong. We're going to get rid of this nice little Braid. And I cut a Glorybringer last time, and I think I'm going to cut it again. I kind of feel like I want all these blue cards in the match, but I don't really want to take out more Braid, or I don't really want to take out more Glorybringers, and I'm pretty sure the rest of the cards are okay. I don't know. I was kind of thinking it was for tokens and God-Pharaoh's gift, but it could very well be for Temur. I think it's good in the Temur mirror because you're building up, you're casting your Bristling Hydras, you're casting your Whirler Virtuosos, and you have like this big stalled board state. So you Rivers Rebuke them and then you win with an attack. Where this deck's more controlling, when I Rivers Rebuke them, I don't think I'm going to win with an attack real often. I think they're just going to get to redeploy their threats pretty often, which was the reason I wasn't sideboarding it in. Now, I'm not saying that's correct or not. I'm just saying that's the thought process I had. But I could very well be wrong, and I could very well just want all 4 of those blue cards. Like, I'm worried about me just casting this and being able to attack for 3 damage and not actually win the game. And then them just, like, untapping and, like, you know, getting another trigger off the Glory Bringer or, like, getting a whole bunch more energy. I think it's probably... it might be good enough. I could be very wrong. I don't know. That's the problem. I don't know. We do have quite a few removal spells, though. Like, we've got... Maybe the Hostage Takers ain't great in a deck that has that much removal. But if the Hostage Takers ain't great versus Temur, where are they great? So it kind of makes me think that we need the Hostage Takers. We'll keep this hand. Opponent's already mulliganed, and we already have 2 or 3 removal spells, but 2 that we have mana for in play. That's fair. I think it still like kills Whirler Virtuoso. It still kills. They probably have some Chandras. Like we didn't see. We didn't see the Veraskas and stuff. They could just have the Light Splash for the just the Scarab God, and then basically be the stock Temur deck. Besides that, I don't know. Chandra's Defeat's probably not good enough when we've not saw anything. You're right. That's something we can sideboard out for the next game. It's kind of interesting. I'm going to play this one in case we need the energy for something, even though I can't imagine that we will. It just seems better safe than sorry. So opponent still has a swamp in his last 3 cards. It's not showed us any removal spells yet. I kind of want a Hostage Taker of that. And maybe we can get more value out of the Hostage Taker later. So we know he has a swamp in his hand? Okay, he's just going to the second main phase. I thought he'd F6 his turn or something there. I went through the phases pretty quickly, though, to give him a chance to un-F6 if he hadn't. I want to sackle this. Kind of glad we saved the Hostage Taker. So let's say Artifact, right? Yeah. But hopefully you won't have a removal. How are we taking a vehicle hostage? That's just theft. We're taking property. Like, this is just stone theft. That's disappointing. Does this take 4 mana to flashback? It does take 4 mana to flashback. Nicobolus. Hello, friend. So I don't think I want to play the Nicobolus when he can just draw something and kill this. feel like instead we want to... Well, I guess we should play our basic land first. And we'll play this. I think instead we just want to get this Visor out of his deck. Not sure if that's right either. Alright, so that was a great draw for him. It lets him equip and kill the Void. Maybe we should have just held up Vraska's Contempt until next turn. Seems like I should have just held up Vraska's Contempt until next turn. He didn't attack with the Servant. So did he draw something else to play? Alright, so we're just dead. I don't think we have an out anymore. I mean, obviously we can draw a series of different cards and get there. Trying to goat him into using the Skyship because it looks like he was just going to attack and pass. So if he has Skyships, we may need to bring the Braids back in. Is this a Chandra? Look at those back-to-backs. What do we do now? And he hit a playable spell. Pretty sick mulligan. That was his mulligan to 5, by the way. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. We're dead if we play that. What can we actually hit to win here? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Go to 1. I'm looking at my deck list and I'm not seeing anything we can hit to actually win with another draw step or with the champion. Don't think a River's Rebuke would win here either. Alright. I don't see anything in our deck that would let us win. Maybe there's something in his deck? I don't think there's anything probably in his... He could... River's Rebuke from his deck, maybe? I don't know. Let's just go for it. Maybe there's something. He does, by the way, have multiple Chandras and multiple Whirler Virtuosos, so the Chandra's defeats are probably still fine. Oh, that was bad of me. Maybe I should have looked for a Chandra's defeat with this. Could have got like a Chandra's defeat and a Vraska. It's Contempt and stayed alive a little longer. Yeah, I don't love how I played that. Alright, well we're just dead. Right. 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. The 5 I know I can kill this. I can technically kill this, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah. Guess Sweater the Sun wouldn't be bad here. Hour of Devastation would be pretty good. So, Moto's not going to let me even rabbit hunt? I thought we were a year ahead that game. And then we weren't. We're not. To play, I think maybe I want the Glorybringer. So I have a bunch of Chandras, a bunch of Whirler Virtuosos. Did it show us anything that game that was odd or different? Not really. They've not showed us a Bristling Hydra in 2 games. They showed us the Skyship. So let's bring in a Braids. It can still kill a 2-drop, and it can kill a Skyship. Think I want to keep the Chandra's defeats, though? Oh crap, this was 61 cards. Oh my god, I forgot to take something out for the Glorybringer. Rip. Alright, 61 cards it is. 61 card special. We have to mulligan, we don't have lands. Yeah, we'll keep it. Not particularly pleased with it. 61 card special, friends. I think we'll keep that too. Though again, not particularly pleased with it. So that last card would have probably been a Glorybringer, so where we didn't draw a Glorybringer, I guess it didn't affect anything. I feel like I should have brought the Supreme Wills and stuff in. Well, at least we get to Visor that. Not that I think Visor's particularly good here, because he probably just gets to Chandra and kill it, but whatever. If he does get to Chandra and kill it, we at least have a Chandra's defeat. It's a pretty easy block, I think. If he shows me a Death Gorge Scavenger, I'll probably be sad. We kind of just want him to show us a Chandra. We definitely do not want him to show us... I guess we're just going to sit back and hold our removal spells. You get to bank 4 more energy, which is kind of nice. Just like sitting here in our mind going, Chandra, no, stop playing Rogue Refiners. Do you know Rogue Refiners are good cards, man? Do I just play this now? Feels kind of too weak to play here. Feels too weak to play there, but kind of don't have anything going on. I guess we need to give him a reason to cast a Scabbard if he has it. Chandra? Alright. What card would we discard? I don't really want to discard any of these. Did I just discard the other Chandra's defeat? I feel like discarding the other Chandra's defeat's okay. Still has 5 cards in his hand. Really want to draw a land for this into this, though. That's kind of not what I wanted. That's also not what I wanted. I'm not going to play just a naked hostage taker here. Well, it seems like neither of us have anything, but he has 5 more cards in his hand than us. We're currently 2 lands deeper than him, or 2 more lands than him. 1 more? Even. So he's just not playing lands? Guess this thing's okay. I guess I should have held that land in case we drew a Champion of Wits. That was probably bad. I assume at this point he basically has to have a removal spell. If he has a Scarab God, now's when we'll probably see it because he has 9 mana to play it and activate it. How greedy do we get here? I have 9 mana. I could try to hostage take it and then play it. Uh... Hmm. I think it's too greedy to try. I guess it's not that greedy, is it? It's probably the better play because then we could just Vraska's Contempt it after that. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. And he doesn't get a creature that way? So we may see a removal spell here. If he has a negate, we're in trouble. He's got his own Harness Lightning to put it in the graveyard. That's disappointing. That does kind of run him a lot out of cards. We can draw another Vraska's Contempt, another Hostage Taker. The Chandra can hit us a Vraska's Contempt or a Hostage Taker, so... hopefully we hit here. We can draw our own Scarab God and play the weird game. That's always fun. Alright, well we have nothing else, so let's just go ahead and play it. Take it up. Hope we find something. You know, this card probably is not enough. Yeah. No, first Scarab God wins. I feel like this deck wants a second Scarab God. I don't actually think the Hostage Takers in this deck are particularly good. I guess casting this wasn't great, but he could just get two things back either way. Alright, so we lose here. Yeah, but I mean, not casting it, we're still just dead, right? He can activate the Scarab God twice. Like we don't have a board wipe, so it doesn't get better. Just have to hope he doesn't see that play. I felt pretty decent in both of those games. The double Harness Lightning in that spot was pretty nice. Maybe we're sideboarding wrong. I think a Supreme will. Yeah, it's just how they say, tuck your tail between your legs and pray. I think that's what they told us when we were in grade school and they were taking us out in the corridors to like teach us to put our heads down and stuff like that for hurricane drills. I guess we'll keep this hand. We have no removal, but like it seems like it's a powerful hand. Red deck wins. Probably a deck we want removal versus. Oh, Mardu of something. Some kind of Mardu. Also a deck we probably want removal versus. So let's start with this. Thus all of our lands come into play untapped. I like this deck already though. Yeah, we're in pretty rough shape already. Just gonna play this. And cycle. But we're already getting ready to take a pretty large hit. If he has like a Murderous Boat in his hand, I think that's what it's called. I think it's called Murder Boat. Murderous Boat. I'm not sure. Oh, well, that's pretty good too. But anyway, if he has one of those things that kills our creature and does 3 damage to us, the game's very likely just over on the spot. And even if he doesn't have one of those, it feels like this game's going to be very hard to win anyway. Alright, well, I guess we'll wait a turn then. I drew double removal spell. That seems like it increases our odds. It is kind of unfortunate that he gets to get one of these back, but... so we can kill this and take 2 less damage. Or take 1 less damage this turn. We can kill this and get rid of it forever. Because it'll be a 2-3 next turn anyway. I think I'd rather kill this. I think he gets 2 3/2s back. Make him eat one of his things, I guess. I don't know. We take one less or 2 less damage this way. And maybe we can scrape out of this somehow. He's tapping mana now? Oh, so he still takes the damage. So he didn't have anything better to do, which... Did I really not tap that for red? Rip. Feels like we're making some leeway here. Potentially try to double block the Inventor's Apprentice? Yeah, so that's a lightning strike. I wonder if I'm supposed to block here? Oh, I'm definitely supposed to block if he sends the Beaumont Courier. Taking 5 damage is a bunch. The Copter just doesn't do anything like that, though. I guess we get more combined blocks this way. We could have drawn a second energy source too. Like we could have drawn a Harness Lightning or an Ether Hub or another True Drop here. Or another removal spell. Hey, Dung's still around. You've been being quiet. She's got another Lightning Strike. Well, that's super bad. I just double block? I don't really want to double block. Think I have to double block? Just chump here and chump here. Take 3 that way. Play this next turn. Kill this. He can bring it back. I would take 2. This way I take 3, and he's going to be able to bring it back because we have to exert this anyway, so I still take 2. So next turn, I'm taking 5 damage either way. That's stupid. I'm taking 5 damage either way. It's probably better to chump, right? Over 2 turns? I don't know. Not taking 5 damage either way, but... Guess we kill that one. He doesn't have the mana right now, so like... So if he wants to bring it back and deal an extra damage to me, he has to use his last mana? Or he can just draw one. That works too. Kinda need him not to have a removal spell and us to draw an Gifted Efferborn here. Feels like our best chance. Feels like our only chance. Because he gets to buy this back now too. So we could like hit double removal spell that's castable here. My friends, is double removal spell that's castable. We don't have the mana for both though, so... I think we're just dead? I think we're just dead. Yeah, I'm not seeing a way out. Maybe he doesn't use the energy for some reason. Even if we did find a way out that turn, like he's gonna buy this back. He's gonna have three blocker or three attackers. We put the Beaumont in the graveyard for him. Or maybe he's not gonna do that. Alright. He didn't use the removal spell on the Champion of Wits either? So that means he probably has another removal spell in his hand? Either way, we still just die? Yeah, it's a Hazard. Alright, so either way, we still just die. Alright, so what looks good sideboard wise here? A Braid seems good. Sorry. Cleaning my glasses real quick. I apologize. They probably have some number of planeswalkers, and this can get one of those things. This probably seems okay here. So they only showed us no colored mana other than a rune, so I'm not sure if they're Mardu or not. You had Bringer and Open Swamp last turn. I don't. Thank you for the follow, Drizm. I don't know what you're saying. Yeah, I had to discard too. Is this good enough to bring in versus just trying to steal Hazards? Kinda don't think so. We already have these for Hazards and these for Hazards. Don't think we want counter spells. Chandra's defeats are good versus some builds of the red decks. Probably enough builds to be worth it. What gets sideboarded out? Probably some slower stuff. I think we want to get rid of the Scarab God. It feels real slow. He showed us Harness Lightnings. Kind of want to get rid of some Glorybringers too. That might be giving us too few ways to win. That might just be giving us too few ways to win. Still have to take one more card out of the main deck. Maybe the Glint Siphoners aren't good enough. They do chump block those, what I like about them. Maybe we can cut a land. Probably supposed to cut a land, but I don't have time to figure out which land to cut. If we're cutting a bunch of this stuff, we probably don't want all of these lands, or don't want 26 lands. Yeah, I don't know which land to cut if I'm cutting out that many Glorybringers. But I ran out of time. I couldn't really think it out. Okay, this hand's keepable. I feel like we went too light on ways to win the game. I really want one or two more Glorybringers, but I've always been afraid to have Glorybringers versus any red deck because I'm so afraid of Chandra's defeat. Like, that card is ridiculously good. Alright, probably just going to abrade that. I don't really want to abrade that. I'd rather abrade like a Heart of Kirin. I think that card's too good. Hmm. I guess this one, because if I draw a land, I can potentially play both Glints next turn. An untapped land, rather. Whereas if I keep the Gifted Everborn, I have to draw exactly a black source to have a double spell next turn. Ferostodon. Probably good enough to beat us when we don't have land drops. Well, that's unfortunate. So it looks like we're about to start this event out 1-2 after such a promising game one versus or match one versus Temur. Can't even block here. Well, we hit a land. It's going to come into play tapped. And we're practically dead on board. We're like not dead on board, obviously, but we're practically dead on board. Even if we block this, he gets to bring it back with this, and he's got like a bunch of cards. He'll have a removal spell or something. This is unfortunate. So he's just literally playing a red-black aggro deck. It's not a splash. It's like an actual red-black aggro deck. It's kind of interesting. I like to see the deck list. I kind of like it. I've experimented with the mono red decks. I've experimented with the mono black decks. I've experimented with the mono red decks with a light splash of black and the mono black decks with a light splash of red. But I've not actually saw like a solid red black list. I would like to see his 75. Seems like something that I would play on stream. Seems like something I would happily try on stream. Yeah, I would love. This was real life. I'd get to be able to talk to him about it, but people are so resistant to talking to you on Moto and stuff when you ask questions that I don't even want to bother him. I think this hand's good enough to keep, but it's not very good. I mean, I guess it's pretty good. For some reason, I look at a hand like this and I see that it has 2 land and a lot of like 3 and 4 casting off spells, and I'm like, this hand's bad. But like, that's not including like we have draw steps, and like the cards we have are very good. We just have to find a few lands. Ooh, dinosaurs, baby. Oh, seems like a good time to cast this. Let's pop this up. Set that over there. F6, and then pull this over here so anybody on... Whoops, that's not right. Pull this over here so anybody on YouTube can look at what we're reading about. So what is this? I like this list. Battle at the bridge. Scrappy. Beaumont. Just 2 Beaumonts. I want all 4, man. Huh. We may try this tomorrow. Depending on what time we actually stream tomorrow. That might be the deck we try. Kinda like that. Seems pretty interesting to me. I mean, it could be the same, right? I wonder if I'm supposed to Doomfall there. I don't think there's a great forecasting cost dinosaur that I'm worried about. I think I'm mostly worried about Regisaurs. Regisaur Alpha. I think it's okay to try to wait 1 turn. I mean, I know there's Ripjaw or whatever, the 4/5, but Panharmonicon. So opponent's playing a Panharmonicon Dragon deck? Our opponent's name is Paul Harmonicon, so like maybe we could have sniffed that out. I think we're going to see what he's working with here. He does in fact just have all the cards. So this is the Rigi, which puts 10 power in play, 6 of it haste. There's this thing. I don't know if I can ever beat that thing. I think I'm closer to being able to beat this than I am to being able to beat this. I think we're just going to play that. And I think I'm going to pass and hold up a blocker. Like hold up a combined block on one of the 3/3s. I think that's my plan. What is the opponent's record? 0-2? I was hoping he was like 3-0 or something. I do love me some of this card. This card is fun times. A second Harmonicon. Uh-oh, boys. This is what we call scary. Really glad we took the Angel of Invention now. I think we're going to attack now. So we block 2 of the things and then Glorybringer if he hits the land. If he doesn't hit the land, we may just try to end the game as quickly as possible. If he just taps 4 mana and plays another Panharmonicon, I am going to be absolutely terrified. He did! Oh my god, he did! So let me read this card to make sure I actually know what it does. If an artifact or creature entering the battlefield causes a trigger, that triggers an additional time. So this thing's going to put a 4/4, a 3/3, a 3/3, and a 3/3 in play. So he's going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 that can attack. So that card's irrelevant. That card can't kill us, right? So it's time just to attack him then? Attack him for 12 here? Yeah, so... Or he can only attack us for 12. And we get to attack him for 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Hey, Captain. What's up, man? Because if he does play that thing, like he's dead on board, or, you know, dead on board. So it looks like we got pretty lucky that he missed a land for a few turns. Alright, so how do we sideboard versus that? Well, we clearly want to abrade. I think we want a visor versus cards like that. Do we want negates? We didn't see a single spell in the deck other than Panharmonicons. I think that's a little narrow for a negate. Maybe Supreme Will? His stuff costs a lot of mana? Fair enough. I like the cut of his jib. I don't think I want the negates or duresses. It feels a little thin when literally the only thing he showed us was Panharmonicon. I think I want to see a few more cards before I use either of those. Fatal Push did not seem great. We saw Drover, but we didn't see any of the other 2-drops. He probably has them. We're just going to shave some of these and go with it. I'll bring this in too, just because he showed us one Eternalized creature. Could be wrong. Maybe we want the Fatal Pushes. This might be a case where we want like 2 or 3 Fatal Pushes on the draw, but don't want them on the play. Man, 2 of our opponents have had pretty sweet decks tonight. That's always fun. Love playing versus sweet decks. I really wish we could see their decks, or I wish like Moto was more accessible. Like you can talk here, but like when the game ends, if you hit close, they don't even see this. Or like you have to go get their name, you have to add them to your friends list, and then you have to send them a message. It's just, I wish you could talk to people you played. I wish like it was a more social experience. But I guess I get the social from streaming. It's one of the reasons I love to stream is the social. But it would be nice to talk to opponents with sweet brews. Alright, so we have a couple removal spells and we have a lot of our high impact cards, but it seems a little slow. But considering he's on a mulligan, I believe we'll keep this. Still can't believe I sowed a misdirection tonight just to be able to buy Chandra for this deck. Feels like a mortal sin to do such. Second Harness Lightning feels like it's pretty reasonable. And Panharmonicon is one of the more fun cards they were. You could go infinite with that deck then, right? Hey Dumbo, thank you for the host, man. Appreciate it. How's that game you've been playing? Drowner of Hope, I believe. I think it's Drowner of Hope. I'm gonna have to watch you play it someday. Like I said, that game looks super interesting to me. Like, it's certainly right up the alley of things I want to play. Do I want to play that, or do I just want to play a Scarab God? I think I just want to play a Scarab God. Kind of sucks to lose that value, but like, the Scarab God feels like it can win a game from here. Like, if he had a binding or a cast out, he would have already used it on this. So it seems like it's pretty safe that this is going to get to do the type of things that this do. I think we're going to go ahead and just take this during the upkeep. I could be wrong. I think I'm going to put that on top too. Are we going to get to see the Fabled Chandra Ultimate this game? Our opponent just didn't find his lands either game. He could have Angel of Sanctions, I believe he showed us. I think that's what it's called. The white one that removes stuff to reset to Chandra. But even if he has that, we do have a Vraska's Contempt for it, and we have Lethal on board. So even if the Chandra leaves play, we can win. Oh, he's taking the Scarab God. Alright, well, we can still just win. It doesn't change anything. Now we ultimate the Chandra, kill the Angel, and attack. Could use the Vraska's Contempt, but Glorybringer's a funner card, so. Anytime you have a chance to play a dragon, it's usually funner to play the dragon. But either it or the Vraska's Contempt both worked here. The Vraska's Contempt's obviously the better spell because then he couldn't flashback that, but where we're lethal this turn, it was irrelevant which one we killed with, so I just wanted to kill with this one because it's a Dargon. I can't even tell him Sweet Brew because the game's over. Anyway, so we're 2-2. Moving into next round to see if we can get lucky and find a PT chest. So we beat one teamer deck. We've lost to one teamer deck. We've beat a brew, and we lost to like a red-black aggro deck. I miss a lot of things about the old MTGO. except for when fighting zombies that can throw ice spears like they belong in the Olympics, apparently. I really hope I just didn't give out spoilers. I don't know. It's been several months. I think we're safe by giving out spoilers now. I think we're going to mulligan this. We have 26 lands in our deck, and this is a pretty powerful hand, but I think I at least want 2 lands to start. I actually like this hand more than I like the other hand, but I'm obviously not a fan of this hand either. But we have a Scarab God, and Scarab Gods can win games. We also have a removal spell, so I like how I did this when I said we also have a removal spell. This Spire Bluff Canal is all the removal spell we will ever need. Alright, we're going to keep this. Uh-oh. Islands are scary. I feel like this deck loses to most island decks. I can't imagine this deck ever beating Approach without running really hot. Maybe it can beat God-Pharaoh's Gift, given the right set of circumstances. Alright. This is the one that we can potentially beat post-board given the right set of circumstances. I think we'll still struggle pre-board if he gets an even reasonably fast God-Pharaoh's Gift in play. Why, yes. I guess I'm going to discard one of these lands and one of these removal spells. Or am I just going to discard two of these lands? I think we're going to discard this for sure. So Eternalize is no mana cost. The bomb is with a mana cost. I want to keep all 5 mana, just in case we don't draw another. I feel like we're going to need to cast the Scarab God on curve. I feel like in the funny picture, or on the funny pages, they say that's one of the keys to victory in this match. Oh, looks like we put a lot of thought into nothing. Kind of want to kill that and attack. That seems like a massive waste of my Harness Lightning, though. That seems like a massive waste of our Harness Lightning. Search for Azcanta is amazing. Think we block if he attacks. That's true. He could be just the Eternalized deck as well. Or, like the Eric Hawkins type deck. Sure, other people have ran it as well. Either way, though, I think getting the Scarab God out as quickly as possible is about as best we can do here. He did get to flip to Search for Azcanta that turn. Oh, interesting. So, at least as of now, he's not showing us that he has an answer to the Scarab God, which is nice. Alright. Minister. Kind of want to draw a card first, I think. I guess I don't want to draw a card first. Four cards. Alright, so we want a land. We can keep either of those lands. Is it bad that I kind of want to just discard a Glorybringer? We'll discard a Glorybringer and a land. Karate chop. Alright, looks like opponent's a little thin on stuff to do here. I'm actually going to give him the option to put the 4-3 in play. I don't think he'll accept it. Or, sorry, to put the counters on this to make it a 4-3. I don't think he's going to accept that option, but I wanted to give him the option. I think I want to also immediately... get this out of his graveyard before he can buy it back. I think I actually want to make servos, don't I? I guess my servos don't do anything. I'm going to keep this land. Because I'm going to cast a Doomfall on him this turn, and hitting as many lands as I can is great because it gets us closer and closer to being able to get a double Scarab God activation in a turn. Let's see what's in his hand. Wow, his hand's actual nothing. He has no good blocks here. I think his counters, J-Live. I was just putting a little fault into it. But I do believe it is counters. Yeah. So we gotta fade a draw step here. I think if we fade one draw step here, we're in super good position. Because I assume he's got like a lot of bindings and a lot of cast outs, and we just want to protect this the best we can. Kind of think I just want to take another champion from him. Because I want to try to ensure our land drop. I think this is mostly about trying to get the land drop. And we got the land drop. So we can discard this one for sure. I think we can discard this one. We'll discard the Glorybringer. Actually, just gonna put all of those on top of our library. Putting Hostage Taker on top in case he is God-Pharaoh's gift and draws it. Yep. Going to play, or going to rebuy a dragon and attack with both of the flying things this time. He's got 7 ground power though, so I don't think I'm going to attack with any of the champions or any of the Scarab Gods. Just going to attack with the 11 points of flying. I also don't think I'm going to Eternalize. Or I don't think I'm going to bomb. He pretty well has to find a way to kill... He needs a Fumigate. He needs like a Fumigate into something at this point, I believe. I need to start thinking about ways to lose the game. Like, we're so far ahead, we just need to think about what could cost us a game at this point. I really think there should be a second Scarab God in this deck. Maybe not in the main, but in the 75. Somebody sent me a link to this deck. Or not a link, but the list of this deck before I knew it was the Grand Prix deck. The first comment I made to them, and this again is me not playing a single game, just random things from my head. That means it's generally not correct. But the first comment I made was, does this guy not own any more Scarab Gods? I'm not going to exert it. I don't really want to put any of those things in his graveyard. That is all sorts of weird looking when it is a dragon zombie. Look at that. It's got like a green border and everything. Alright. So opponent doesn't have anything. 2 or 3 mana is not going to bring him back. Especially when we have a Glory Bringer in our hand. Hey, Al. This is our last round, so, probably 10 minutes if we win the game. Alright, so how are we going to sideboard versus them? We're certainly going to bring in our River's Rebuke. I kind of want to bring in my Gonti, and I kind of want to bring in Visor. That's maybe not great. Nicobola seems too slow. Definitely want to Abrade. We do not want the Chandras. I guess this is okay. You can kill the front half of something and the back half from the graveyard. I don't know about the Visor. I want to think about the Visor for a second. And I think I want all of these cards. If he's the refurbished list, I feel like I want all of this stuff. If he's not the refurbished list, I probably don't. Definitely think I want these regardless. I'm not sure if I want Duresses, and I'm not sure if I want the Visor. What cards can we sideboard out? Let's start there. Well, we only have 2 negates. Oh, negates for sure, sorry. I was like, we only have 2 negates. Math. But no, I'm an idiot. I think it's pretty easy to say we don't want these. I think we want to cut some number of removal spells too, but probably not all of them. Probably want to cut some number of fatal pushes, maybe all of them. It felt like it could kill the front half of a creature if the game got stally and the back half. I mean, like, the games are going to go super long, right? Like, this is what I'm thinking. I'm thinking these in for these out. I'm also not exactly sure if I want this card or not. He's got so many bad cards in his deck. Thinking about this? Maybe Chandra's not good here? I don't know. Let's just run with this and try it. We can bring back in some of the fatal pushes, and we can bring back in the Visors or the Duresses. Do you really think Never costs way too much? It's 3 mana. 3 mana feels like it's kind of fine. Like, it would only be used to kill the Angel, right? Like, I don't want it to kill any of the smaller things. I want it to kill, like, the stalled board states. Because versus control decks, they often sideboard out a lot of their God-Pharaoh's gifts, and they often sideboard out a lot of the refurbishes. And they, like, try to play a more honest game where they're trying to go, like, 12 to 15 turns. I think I'm going to mulligan this. I don't think either of these cards are particularly good in this match to begin with. I don't know. We do have a Hostage Taker as well. I think the Doomfall's actually really good in this match. Alright, we're going to keep it. I talked myself into keeping it, even though we don't have red mana. Like, we're on to draw. There's like 17 red mana sources in the deck, and we don't even need it exactly on turn 3. So we're going to get 3 or 4 draw steps to hit 1 out of 17. I think that's okay. That may have been too greedy. Or it may have been just greedy enough. Well, they missed their third land drop, so I'm thinking about just casting Whirler Virtuoso and running with it. I believe that's actually what I am going to do. I think we're just going to hope to get the game over with at this point. Yeah, I want to F6. Can't imagine him playing anything that makes me not want to do this play. If a God-Pharaoh's Gift goes to his graveyard, we'll probably play the Doomfall to look for... Oh, he didn't play a land? Never mind. Scratch all that, friends. Scratch all that. Hey, Ricky Inception, man. What's up? You never did get back to me, by the way. So I kind of want to play the Glint Siphoner here. I can use the Harness Lightning if we need to draw a card, but I assume he's going to play... He has to play something this turn. Like, he's not going to play nothing, right? I think there's a good chance he plays like Sunscourge Champion or a Champion of Wits this turn. Which will let us net a card off this. Now the real question is, he doesn't have anything but a Fairgrounds Warden in his graveyard. So do I want to worry about refurbish? Yes, we're going to draw. Right, well, we now no longer care about refurbish whatsoever. Kind of like takes his entire turn if he wants to. I don't think we're going to cast the Doomfall then either. I think we're just going to hold up the Braid. We're not going to add anything else to the board because he could be playing Fumigates. Like, Fumigate's a very reasonable thing he can have here. Sure. I don't know if I want to abrade that or not. If we abrade it, we get to draw a card, but we lose an answer to a God-Pharaoh's Gift. We also lose an answer to an Angel of Invention. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to. I don't know. We don't really have anything going on, though, do we? Hmm. I think most people have added extra Fumigates to the deck at this point. I really want that card. I guess I don't want that card enough. Maybe I should have got the card. I think I'm fine with slow playing it. Sure. Well, that's unfortunate. He did pause for a long time, though, so I don't think he has another negate. Kind of want to play this. I'm going to exert here. I really wanted to play the hostage taker and be able to cast his little dude and like hide one of my dudes under it to play around Fumigate, but I didn't have 7 mana. So he's just got another God-Pharaohs. Oh no, he's got a Champion of Wits, and that's game. He's tapped out, and we have a hostage taker and a River's Rebuke, so. Alright, looks like we're going to pull the win off here. I didn't expect to beat this deck. He did have a miserable draw game 1, but I feel like he had a pretty, he did, have a pretty reasonable draw this game, it felt like. Alright, so we scored our pity chest, which is really fun. I didn't actually think that match would go particularly well. But this deck was kind of interesting. I liked it. To recap how the night went, we beat a Temur energy deck that didn't seem like he drew pretty well or very well. We narrowly lost to a Temur black deck that seemed like it drew really well. We got absolutely crushed by a red-black deck. We beat a Nigh Panharmonicon Dino brew, and then we beat God-Pharaoh's Gift. Oh, that's fair. I mean, he still kind of drew fairly well. He just didn't have his fastest draw. It wasn't 3 turns. He missed 1 land drop, right? 1 turn? Think it was just 1 turn? I don't know. I'm just misremembering the game, probably. It's pretty easy to do when you literally play hundreds. Pretty sure he just missed 1. Oh, I guess he missed 2, sorry. You're right, he did miss 2. I knew he missed the one that the Search for Azcanta was in play. I'd forgot that he played double Glacial Cascade to get the Search for Azcanta. So you're right, he missed 2. But overall the deck felt pretty good. The Doomfalls were a lot better. The Doomfalls were a lot better than I expected them to be. Not having a second Scarab God seemed kind of odd. I actually liked this deck. I thought this deck was pretty fair. Hey James, good luck at your PTQ today, man. Tell Sean I sent you. Ricky, they're making fun of me because I said you never got back to me when you were asking me those Twitter questions the other night. Like, I wanted you to look into it and you'd never got back to me. Ricky was looking into getting into Magic Online and he had just a few questions. But overall, I liked it. Felt pretty fun. This is a deck I would play again. To answer your question, Dumbo, like it didn't break the format. The green-white deck didn't, but it seemed like a pretty decent tier 2 deck. Like I would certainly play the deck again. I still haven't found any evidence to support that you just shouldn't play Temur if you're trying to win a big event, but like the deck felt fine, and if you're like don't play Temur well, you really hate the Temur mirror matches, or like you just don't want to play Temur, it felt like a pretty reasonable option. I actually enjoyed it. Willie Edel, as usual, is a genius, and I will, of course, probably play that deck again as well. But that's going to do it for us tonight, or today. We're going to look for... Oh, thank you for following, Oh god, I'm going to pronounce this wrong. Hoges? Jorez? Hore? Maybe Hore? Maybe Jorgis? I'm terrible. I think it's the last one. But anyway, let's see if we can find anybody to host. There is absolutely no one on that's on my follow list. But let's see if there's anybody in the channel to host. Iconic Masters. Wow, it does not look like there's a single standard player anywhere. Wait, here's somebody playing Esper Approach. Well, Esper Approach is obviously, it's got the word approach in it, so they're going to get the host. I have never watched this guy, so I apologize. Well, never mind, he just went offline. Alright, there's nobody to host? I'm sorry. I apologize. Wait, this guy says he'll be dead in a week and he's playing some kind of Grixis stuff. That's a past broadcast. Wait, it's the exact deck we were just playing, so let's host him. Thanks everybody for stopping by. I appreciate it, and take care. And as usual, we'll be back tomorrow. This guy looks like he's playing a past broadcast, but it's the exact same deck that we were just playing tonight. Anyway, take care everybody.